Clicker should work. Can't use the microphone.
Nothing in there.
Yeah. Morning, everybody. Can you hear me? Good. Are you ready for your coffee? You don't want to listen to me for half an hour, do you, really? You want that coffee and those biscuits. But that's not right, because I'm going to talk to you about something really, really important. I'm going to talk about the technical world we live in, why the railway is a great place to be, why it's good systems, and why you should be professionally qualified as well as academically qualified. So that's what I'm going to talk to you about. So it's a worthwhile career. I've been in it all my life, apart from a little bit in education and academia, but most of that was to do with railways as well. So a bit about me, a bit of a strange individual, really, a very strange. I didn't expect to have this career when I started off with a degree in civil engineering. I went into the railway, worked in railways for quite a long time, and then I went to be a civil servant, worked with Paul actually. I didn't expect to be a civil servant, went back into industry, then I went to a university, was a head of department there, didn't expect to do that. I went back into industry and I've been the technical director of the, technical director of the PWI for 10 years. So it's a great career. I've really enjoyed it, met lots of people. So I've been in the public sector, I've been in the private sector, I've been in academia as well. So I think I've seen a lot and done a lot in my career. So the most important thing is this statement here, you know, what an amazing place you are in. You know, you're in this wonderful industry called the rail industry. It's absolutely a fantastic place to be. You know, there's so much going on and the people are really good. But what I want you to be able to be is a rounded professional in the rail industry, which means, as I say, become chartered. There's routes to chartership. It's really important that we get professional qualifications because this is what the country wants. The country and the world want qualified people. They want people they can trust because safety is very important, and we are essential to the future of the world. We are essential to the future of this country. So railways are very important. And I want the word confidence. I've seen some of the people here, massive amounts of confidence, that's really good. But you've got to have competence and you've got to have commitment and passion. So it's a very complex place to be, incredibly complex. You know, a lot of people quite misunderstand the complexities of railways and how it all works. So, yeah, but look at the figures. You know, look at the number of people that we move about. You know, the UK is the most amazing place for railways. I'm from the Derby sort of area, so we know where the head of the railways is going to be quite soon. Great British Railways will be at Derby. But just look at the sort of amounts. You know, 220,000 people work in the railways. You know, this is big numbers. I'm sorry university research is at the bottom, but I always put things at the bottom that are holding everything else up. Because without universities, we wouldn't be able to do any of this stuff. So I'm very, very keen to have been involved with many universities. So, right, can everybody stand up, please? You've been sitting around and being bored, right? Right, so first of all, put your hand up if you've heard of the PWI. Well, that's not bad. That's not bad. Right, sit down if you're a member of the PWI. Okay. Sit down if you don't want to win 50 quid. So you all want to win 50 quid? Brilliant. Okay. You can all sit down. Now you want to win 50 quid, that's really good. Because we are railway engineers. We are the professional body for railway engineers. We've been going a long time. What do? We only do three things. PWI, only three things we do. And the first word is network and communications. And that is all about why we're here, why we're talking to people. It's all about technical seminars. It's all about meeting people, getting together. COVID was horrible. We're all online and all the rest of it. Let's get together and talk. It was great last night. I really enjoyed it till very late for one or two people. But I really enjoyed chatting to people about the railway. And it's great to hear Felix talking about the history and all the rest of it. But it's networking and communication. Second thing we do is technical education. That is massive in the PWI. In the last 10 years, you know, well, we've gone from a very small number to nearly 1,000 people a year. You know, I trained nearly 1,000 last year. Well, educated, I call it education more than training. But the final thing that builds all this up is we are registered with Engineering Council because we qualify and register railway engineers. Only three things we do. So I'm just being very, very clear on why I'm here today and what message I'm trying to get to you and why you should be part of us if you want to win your 50 quid. So you will, this is the, I'll just, you'll see this outside. So while you're still here listening to me, thinking about winning 50 quid, when you've got coffee, you can go and sign up. I'll tell you about that in a minute. So, okay, but who is the railway community? I'd like to think that on that list on there's nobody in this room can't identify with one of those type of areas. It's not just a pure engineering, it's the maths, it's metallurgy, it's materials, it's systems, it's digital, it's about people. Look at this, how do people behave on the railway? Do engineers worry about that? Do we worry about people's behaviour? Is that a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Anybody been to London Underground Euston Station? Anybody been there? We can't talk about it really. It's a bit dodgy. We can't talk about it. It's awful. Have anybody been on the Elizabeth line? Amazing. My friend worked on that. It was called Crossrail then. That was 30 years ago. It only opened a few days, but it's the best railway this country has ever had, and it's just got one big problem: it's too full. So when we get it right, we get railways right, we get them right. The public, we're only here for the public. Okay, it's either public travelling by train or it's public and moving goods. So hopefully we all see part. And us as PWI, we're bringing all this together. We don't care about disciplines, because we are multidisciplinary. Everybody has a part to play. Now look at this in terms of the assets that are around, and this is just the UK. And I do work in Ireland, I do work in Hong Kong. I'm about to do some work in Australia. We have an outbase in India as well, in Bangalore. So with the PWI, it's very international. We're moving into America as well. But just look at it. The worst thing on that slide there is that bottom line, 38.1% no, yeah. Terrible. Yeah, the worst country in Europe. Terrible. We invented railways, but why are we the worst one in the you know, we've got to get it sorted. Politically, we've got to get there, yeah, because we've got a huge amount of stuff to do. But look at all this lot here, all those 30,000 bridges and legacy embankments and all the rest of it. It's hard. So, what is important? Anybody know where that picture came from? That second one down?
Sheffield Station.
Sheffield Station? Oh dear. That was a bit bad, wasn't it? It was very simple, a very simple error. You know, we can't get it right, and we keep doing it as well. We keep making mistakes. In Manchester the other day, we talked about that last night. You know, we can't derail trains because we can't get the maintenance right. So we've got problems already with the infrastructure we've got. But look at all this here. All the people are trying to influence us, the governments, all the rest of it. But climate change is there, you know? What's climate change going to do to us? What's 2025 going to be like? What is it going to be like? Interesting. But, you know, we've been talking about decarbonisation. I'm really, really impressed. Very impressed by the people in this room who've been talking about decarbonisation. Well done. And we can get the cost of it down. But the interesting thing is, before I go on to innovation, is we're just a diverse place. The railway has always been a diverse place ever since I joined. But, you know, equity, diversity, inclusion, very important. But we must get more qualified people. We need qualified people. We're a big industry, and we haven't got enough people. The number of people qualified in the railway is small compared with other industries. We've got to get up there, and that's what the PWI is all about. We've got skill shortages as well. People are leaving and retiring. You know, look at the profile of the people. Luckily, the PWI, I haven't got Liz's slide there, but you know, we've got far more younger people in the PWI than we had 10 years ago, we've really encouraging young people to join, stay with us, because we provide a lot of information on rail. But innovation and change, fundamental. And the last couple of presentations, brilliant, well done, challenging. Let's do things differently. But you know, why you should sign up? Well, you want to win 50 quid, don't you? So that's all right. It's a good reason to sign up. It's free. Let's say it's free for PhD students. Free. You're going to join, aren't you? Yeah? No, you want to win 50 quid. Right. It's cash, by the way. So before you go home today, so we have a good night out. Right. So it's really about networking, access to our knowledge hub. Rail 200 this year, 200 years of rail. We've got 200 years of knowledge. So our campaign for the PWI in 2025 is Knowledge 200. So we're going to be projecting all sorts of areas of knowledge. But you get lots of access. I mean, HS2 presentations. There's presentations galore as far as the PWI. But the point is, we're not just alone. This isn't just us. Look, we're there. I'll put us at the top left. But you know, I support and work with all these other institutions very, very much. Engineering Council UK is a mixture of institutions. So, and there are lots of IMFE people in here, I know that. There's lots of people maybe in IT as well. But we want people to be multiple members as well. It's starting on a journey. Some of you want to be chartered with your home institution, that's fine. Some might want to join the PWI, that's even fine, that's great. We're only railways, by the way. We don't do anything but railways. So all these others, apart from the IRSC, do a lot of other stuff. So, but getting qualified, getting that PhD, brilliant. Get yourself chartered. So this is what Engineering Council is. Engineering Council UK. We have 3 levels: EngTech, iEng, and CEng. And most people with PhDs are dead easy to get into CEng. You just need that experience, industrial experience. So if you're an academic or want to stay in academia, then you need to involve yourself with industry. I know Sheffield does brilliantly, has done for a long, long time, partnering with industry. And you can get yourself chartered through that. I mean, I think it's just a brilliant place to be chartered. I was chartered at 27, and that was great. But I was very lucky because I was on a scheme to do that. So we want people to have dual and additional memberships. So this is what it's all about here. And we have a lunch and learn. You know, you get once you become a member, you'll be able to get onto that. But we've got our journal, we've got technical journal. The technical journal there is we want lots of articles and papers, and that's part of what you're here to do. But we have books, amazing book there on overhead electrification, and the track engineering one is superb as well. So we've got lots of information online and books as well. But let's just get technical for a few minutes. How long have I got?
You've got 15 minutes.
I'm halfway. I just wanted to get technical just to prove I am technical. Okay. So because what we do, we have technical conferences. Pushing the boundaries is what we do in the PWI. Pushing the boundaries of technical innovation, new things, how are we doing things, sharing information. That's what it's all about. And that's why we're here today. Let's have some contributions. So, how do we know whether the track stays where it is? Has anybody ever seen that equation before? This was the original equation for how we worked out how to stress track. You know, track is stress. So just going on to track, a quick question, because I won't pick on anybody, but I could do. What's the minimum tensile strength of rail steel in newtons per millimetre squared? Stephen can't answer this one. Who's going to be brave? Minimum tensile strength for a rail. Mark knows.
A medium.
Minimum. Anybody want to? Come on, somebody technical. Anybody know about tensile strength? Oh dear. I'm going to leave that one until later then. I could give a prize. I'll give her a tenner if somebody gets that one right. Anyway, because rail is an interesting material. Why do we run things on rail? You know, it's a strange material. Rail steel is a strange material. You know, but it works. It works And we need to have lots of clever people like you looking at these equations and working out how to sort this out, because the biggest problem we've got in railways is we're very old-fashioned. If we were in China, we wouldn't be having this conversation, because in China they've got 5,000 miles of high-speed line. 5,000 miles. So they don't worry about buckles because it's all slab, you know. So there we are. But we have got this big problem, and that's the problem. Because some idiot, one could argue, in the old days decided that isn't it great to have a rail, but why not put it on a bit of timber and then put it on a load of old ballast? It wasn't ballast, it was ash. So we've ended up with this strange thing called track. And unfortunately, this track doesn't like to stay where it is because it's on this thing called ballast. I'd like to think that in your lifetime, we would be like China, but we won't. If you join the railways now and stay with the railways, in 50 years' time, we will still have thousands and thousands of miles of ballasted track. So we've got to find a way of sorting out this thing called ballast and getting it to work better. We know it's not the best solution for what we're doing. It doesn't help with buckling. What's going to happen this year? Are we going to have lines closed again because we've got extra heat? That's the problem. But we also have this problem called railways. This is another one. My friends in Leeds, David and so, a lot of conferences I've been to about railways. What happens when you go high speed? What happens to ground underneath? A lot of stuff on geotechnics and stuff like that. Mechanical engineers aren't brilliant at geotechnics, by the way. Anybody a mechanical engineer that's brilliant at geotechnics? No, Bridget. Well, that's the thing. We are an integrated railway, so we've got to learn about each other's disciplines. It's not going to be brilliant metallurgists if we don't understand what's going on underneath. And then we like to do things like modelling as well, don't we? Because, you know, we're into modelling. That's what we were talking about earlier on. So, you know, let's do some modelling. What about the aerodynamics? What's happening here? I remember problems we had with people being hit on the head by pieces of ballast because the train was designed like this, and what's happening to, you know, it's picking up the ballast and throwing it about all over the place, you know. So there's a lot of interfaces there for us. That's the sort of modelling thing. Anybody know where that is? Come on, it's an easy question now. Birmingham New Street, yeah. Come on, let's. Now you couldn't get more complicated than that, could you? You know, in terms of a bit of infrastructure and a bit of built environment. So, you know, we've got to think about it. It's a great station, by the way. It's just a bit dark and horrible sometimes down there, but it does a good job. But we are incredibly complex. So, mentioned climate change, major challenge for railway research. Yeah, or is it a climate emergency? Anybody who wants to keep up to speed with what's going on? Did you all watch what came out of COP? We're into COP 29 now, Azerbaijan. Are we making a difference? Is it happening? Anything happening in the world? Or we just keep talking every year? You know. So we really do need to be thinking and incorporating that in what we do, because we've got a different climate now, haven't we? Yeah. Totally different climate now than we had before. It's all changed, all moved across. And of course, this is the worst bit: the extremes. You know, what's the next storm going to be called? You know, we know that there's a whole list of names, isn't there? The next storms for 2025, they're all there. So how are we going to deal with that? All those people that told me last night, oh God, it's terrible travelling by train. Gosh, you get stops and delays and all sorts. What's that? Pardon? What's a lava lamp?
No idea.
You know it's a lava lamp. Why have I got a picture of a lava lamp? Anybody any idea? I like it. Come on. Why have I got a picture of a lava lamp? What's it got to do with you lot?
It was fashionable once.
So that's a lava lamp. But climate emergency is like a lava lamp. Yeah, did you know that? Yeah. The world, if you have a lava lamp, it all moves, yeah? Nice and slowly, sends you to sleep, all the rest of it, yeah. But what's happened in the climate emergency is that this is all moving faster. So that's why we've got more extremes, because everything's moving more. So where if you go back a few years ago, things were slower, 20, 30 years ago, things moved slower, now they're moving faster. And that's why I put a picture of a lava lamp. But by the way, they've become popular again, actually, because they were very popular in the 70s, you know. Because global temperatures have gone up over 1.2, you know, look at the global temperatures, that's just a fact. Can't get away from that. And then you look at this is what we're trying to achieve. We're doing really well in this country. Climate Change Act that we had was really good. 2008, the Climate Change Act. We've made a difference in the UK. Well done. Well done in industry. Well done in industry. 83%. Well done there. You know, this is energy. Whoever's in energy, brilliant. Not so bad for business. Done a bit okay on homes. But what about that? That's what we can't get our emissions down. How are we going to get those emissions down? Because, you know, our future depends on getting these emissions down. So transport is the worst one. The reason that it's gone down, it's gone down a bit is probably because of a few electric cars. We've got a lot more cars, a lot more lorries. You know, so the more we have more efficient ones, we get more of them. Then you try driving up the M1, you know, whatever. Water, final bits now, won't to keep you too long. Water is the railway engineer's enemy. That's one of my friends, David Ratledge, put this slide up for me, and that was his 1964 point. It was the enemy in 1964, and it still is the enemy of the railway engineer, because we just can't stop it. And all these floods and everything that we're getting. And, you know, we've got our bank slips, land slips, then we've got our bank slips. I've been involved in lots of these. Where's the next slip going to be? Network Rail are doing a brilliant job, by the way. I think their system at the moment. Our president of the BWI is called Mona Sihota. She's the head of drainage for Network Rail, and she's really passionate about getting people to understand drainage and understanding earthworks. So, you know, that just stops the job, doesn't it, really? You know, and it will happen. The lines will be closed this year. Possibly, you know, we know it's going to happen. So, and look at this up here, you know, what's happening to the OLE there, etc. So look at that Dawlish there. You know, we've got a lot of challenges, haven't we? Some people like high temperatures, like Brighton Beach for you, know, that's great. I'll go to Brighton, but the trains aren't running because we've got buckles everywhere because we can't use the trains in hot weather. We can't go to the beach. We can't get to the beach. But anyway, cold. Oh, we didn't expect that, did we? What's this climate change doing? Yeah, climate change. Yeah, it's going to get hotter. Oh, a bit cold last week, wasn't it? Yeah, snow's still out there. So then we've got all that snow, and then this is the worst one for us in railways. Horrendous. The wind. When we have wind problems, it's awful. We can't get out because it gets the OLE down, blocks the lines. We really struggle keeping the railways running. It's hard with wind. But you know, we're doing a lot better, and with all the stuff that's coming out here, with digital stuff that you're doing, you know, data collection, analysis, and all the rest of it, and reviewing it, we need to use more than that. We've got a lot more data collection. We've got people doing things. You know, we're monitoring more, and we're getting better. But it's a hard job. We've got some innovations. I like this one, the stops railways flooding. This is a nice innovation. Didn't think you could block a railway with a flood barrier, but they've done it there, so that's quite a nice innovation. So it just shows what can be done, and there's a lot of work going in these areas. But you know, we need to get away from this 88.9%, don't we, of road? You know, we're less than 10% at the moment modal split, so we need to get more people on the trains so that it'll make them run better, quicker, more efficiently, etc. So, as far as the BWI is concerned, you know, I'm going to go back to being a railway professional, because this is what a railway professional is. You think about society, you think about the future generations, not only today. So, you know, everybody, every time they do something, has an impact on climate change. So, I think this comment here, every decision we make will shape the future, and we've got to make choices for this sustainable built environment. So it means that, you know, we discharge our duties in society. The big thing about being qualified professional registration is that you are here for society. Engineering Council, #1 priority, we do engineering for society. You know, we don't just do engineering because we like it. So the connection between engineering and society is really important, and that's what being qualified proves to the public, that you can do that. So this is why I want you to be qualified, and we want more academics to be qualified, and that's some of the reasons. The one big thing as well, it gives you choices. I say this to all my delegates on courses: getting yourself an academic qualification like a PhD and becoming chartered, the world is your oyster, yeah? Because it's linking the professionalism with the academia. And, you know, and it's status, letters after your name, more money, and all the rest of it. So I really recommend it. So did I mention free membership for PhD students? And how much you're going to win? Okay, so I'll let you all rush out there and get onto the website so you can get yourself registered for your possible 50 quid. Okay, thank you.
So yeah, we'll now break for half an hour or so. So please go and get a coffee and things, and have a look at the posters and sign up to the PWI.
So one thing I just missed, I've left some things around. You should see on the table. PWI is working with Edinburgh University on an international conference, rail engineering in June, and there's still some time left to do an abstract.